Hello and good evening. So, everything that could go wrong for India on this tour of Bangladesh so far has gone wrong.
Yep.
Two back-to-back losses against Bangladesh in Bangladesh. That means the series is gone.
Two back-to-back matches where you allowed the opposition to escape.
You are now left with just pride to play for
Yes.
in the third ODI. That's going to be a dead rubber.
Yeah.
And then so many injuries. Of course, a lot of players were rested. Whether they asked for these rests or the team management and the selectors thought that they need rest.
Workload management.
Workload management. They've been rested. Now the injuries.
Yes.
Rohit Sharma yesterday,
Out.
freak accident, got injured.
You can't do anything about
Broke
that.
his
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, and then
Deepak Chahar pulled his hamstring.
Not so unfortunate.
Third time this year,
Third time this year.
and second time since his comeback,
Yes.
Yeah.
which means that he wasn't fully fit or hadn't fully recovered. And Rohit Sharma did point out yesterday that
I thought he was furious.
He was.
Because a captain will not say something like this on record when he knows that everybody is listening to him. Just to let you know, Rohit Sharma came for the post-match presentation ceremony. He said that he was surprised. In fact, he expressed his surprise as to how players who are not fully fit can come back and represent the country.
But there lies the story. Who gave them the certificate that they were fit? I remember there was a time when at the NCA they were not giving certificate. They were not doling out certificates to even the bigger stars.
Yes.
So how is it now that the same NCA, the same set of physios, people who've been also attached to the Indian cricket team, and who know what are the benchmarks for fitness, how are they now doling out certificates?
And it's not a new issue because if I remember correctly, Chetan Sharma, before he was dismissed or whatever you want to say, had said that we rush back Bumrah and then see what happened.
Bumrah, Deepak Chahar, could be others as well.
Maybe Harshal, they were just lucky he didn't get one.
You mismanaged Riddhiman Saha's injury. Prior to this, there was precedent.
Yeah.
Hardik Pandya's injury was mismanaged.
So were all the fears that the Indian players had previously, where they would not go to the NCA and they would say, "मैं अपने डॉक्टर से खुद इलाज कराऊंगा," were they real then?
And it was.
So it wasn't unfounded.
You tell me, it's not just the. So basically, you're talking about that Mumbai Indians story. A lot of these Mumbai Indians players, they preferred the facilities, medical facilities provided by the franchisee, by the way, over NCA, over going to. Is that the story that you're referring to?
Yes.
Yeah. So, and that included Hardik Pandya. By the way, it's not just the Mumbai Indians players. In fact, the overseas players also. So many times they have chosen to use the facilities provided by the Mumbai Indians and not go to or bank on the facilities that their own respective boards provide them with.
I think while we know that India, in terms of the fitness management, is not one of the better countries, the better cricket boards. So while we know that, but the fact is, have we done anything about that? Except for rotating the physios, somebody who's with the Indian team will go to the NC, and somebody who's with the NC will go to the Indian team. And this game will go on and on and on. What do you do about the fitness management? Yes, you've spoken about the workload management of the players. Could be aimed at that. But does it result in lesser injuries?
No.
No. Does it result in enhanced skill? No. So the point is, the Indian cricket is going nowhere. And I'm not just talking about the performances on the field alone. We are talking about performances, the fitness and other issues of the field. And off the field, obviously the BCCI and your cricket coaching staff, the support staff, is responsible. How do they run the Indian cricket?
NCA?
See, NCA has to be under them. I mean, the
BCCI.
NCA. Yeah. Yes. So they have to look at what's the problem, and how is it that somebody like Kuldeep Sen, again, what happened to Rohit Sharma was freakish, like you said, but Kuldeep Sen played just one ODI Bowled 6 overs.
6 overs.
6 overs.
And we
Not
were
bad.
told that yesterday he woke up with stiff back.
Stiff back, yes.
So where is that precedent where we said that anybody who's injured and makes a comeback has to first go through the
Yes.
grind of first class cricket before being rushed back into the
And
international
again,
cricket?
it was mandatory for the bowlers, especially.
Yeah.
For the faster bowlers, it was mandatory. You could still skip, a batsman could skip that trial or not the fitness trial, but a first class game. But for the faster bowlers, it was mandatory. And, I might be wrong here. NCA, now the NCA head is VVS Lakshman.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think what has happened with the Indian cricket team is also happening with the NCA. Now you had so many players. In fact, this year you had 7 captains.
Yep.
Siddharth. This time you are the captain. Tomorrow you are the captain. Next series you are the captain. Thereafter I am the captain. Now in the NCA also, I think something similar is happening. VVS Lakshman, who is the NCA chief, you are asking him to be the head coach or interim coach
Interim head coach.
For the Indian team.
when Rahul Dravid is not available. Similarly, the support staff is also
They also move, no?
Interchangeable.
So, suddenly you are giving them bigger aspirations. Now they have to realize what is more lucrative, to stay there in the NCA or to stay with the Indian team and be part of that think tank where you can actually make a difference and take decisions as far as the Indian cricket team is concerned. I can still understand VVS Lakshman. Maybe he knows he is being told that this is your primary role. But what about the other support staff? Rishikesh Kanetkar, for example, was with the
NCA.
NCA. Now he's been moved to the Indian
Women's team.
And he
Batting
may
coach.
become the head coach there.
Exactly. So if you can say that you are giving players, I don't know if you can call it as a false aspiration to be the captain of the Indian team, isn't it something similar with the NCA?
I think accountability has got to be there. See, what happens is, Rahul, the Indian cricket was doing well because there was work done at the grassroots level. And this started in the 90s and then, after the millennium. And then you obviously started getting results. The point is, what's happening at the grassroots level now? You look at domestic cricket, the structure of the domestic cricket, the scores of the domestic cricket, you will realize that, the performances got no meaning at all.
Yeah.
How do you assess? See, either when you look at the stats, you take out, again, with due respect, runs or wickets against the Northeast teams. But if I get a double century in a 50-over game against a Northeast state, why should those runs not be counted? Why should those centuries not be counted? So I think you should be moving towards a situation where I think it will be better in the interest of the Indian cricket that you have a 3-tier system. Your top 8 or 16 teams play in the top division, then the mid division, and if you want to boost or promote cricket in the Northeast, let them have their own plate division. Secondly, I think again, what happens is you take a wrong turn and then it becomes difficult for you to A, either come back, and B, to catch up with the rest. The problem is T20 was the Waterloo, and they're also losing their way in the ODIs. By giving players prolonged rest. Now, for example, Hardik Pandya, very valuable player.
Performance
He's going to be your T20 captain. He's going to lead the Indian team in the World Cup
इसलिए जब बात हो टर्म इंश्योरेंस
2020.
प्लान्स की
Four.
सिर्फ टाटा
T20.
Argentina will lose. Why?
But he is also your biggest asset in the ODIs.
Yes.
So you would want Hardik Pandya to win you the World Cup 50-50 next year.
Correct.
How does he do that? He's got to stay fit
Match fit.
and he's got to stay match fit. First fitness and then the match fitness.
Yes.
So what is the plan that you devised for him? That he'll play certain amount of ODI cricket. I don't think we're going to ever see him in Test cricket now.
Yeah.
I don't think there is any chance. So he's going to play some amount of ODI cricket and then rest the major amount of ODI cricket. In the interim, while he's not in Bangladesh or he was not in New Zealand for the ODIs, the balance of the team becomes a problem.
Of course.
So either you decide that we will play without him, that you can't. B, every alternate player that you try to fit in because Hardik is not there, he doesn't give you the balance that you need. You were playing Shardul and Deepak Chahar both, and Washington Sundar
And Shahbaz.
And Shahbaz.
and
Because you don't have a full-time
and Shahbaz or Akshar Patel. So you wanted to have 4 all-rounders, so as to say. Net, what did you get?
Nothing.
Nothing. The 4 batsmen contributed only 21 runs in that first ODI. 4 batting, so-called bowling all-rounders.
But your problem is in the bowling.
Yes.
Why?
In the bowling, see, I'm
Why
not.
are you giving a clean sheet to the batters?
No. Let us talk about the bowling first. I know the batting. Batting is symbolic, Rahul, and for all those who now are very concerned, I can see many chats coming in. People who are very concerned about the Indian team. Some even saying कि team तो World Cup पहले round में बाहर हो जाएगी next year. Where were these guys when they were abusing us?
When we said the same thing.
Yes. So did you not see the?
writing
You knew
on
the
the
writing
wall.
on the wall. It was on the wall.
You took the same.
See,
team
India
for
is a very
2021.
stat-oriented country.
Yes.
Even now, from the 2 defeats, we will find out some way of manipulating the stats of some players.
Yeah.
I mean, for Siddharth, it'll be as per his convenience, his choice.
Exactly.
For Rahul, it'll be as per his choice. For me and for you and for everybody else. But collectively, when you do not look at your 11, that becomes a problem.
Absolutely. I mean, look, this injury and rest is going to be a major issue even heading into 2023. Because why? Today, the home schedule was announced. You are going to play a total of 9 ODIs, 6 T20Is and 4 tests. Before IPL. Before IPL.
Just before IPL.
This is before IPL.
Sorry, how many ODIs is it?
9 ODIs.
9. 3 would be against.
3 against Sri Lanka.
No, 3 Sri Lanka.
3 Sri Lanka, 3 New Zealand,
And 3
3
New
Australia.
Zealand, sorry, yeah?
3 Australia, 3 New Zealand, 3 Sri Lanka.
5.
9.
Yeah, plus
So
6
9
T20Is.
Against Sri Lanka.
And New Zealand. And 4 tests.
Right.
After that, you're going to have 74 games of the IPL until June.
Yeah.
This is where you're going to see how do people rotate. How will you manage the injuries? Like we just mentioned, okay, we hope to see the core play in June. But you said after IPL,
No,
immediately.
I don't think that would be possible.
Not a chance.
So,
Possible.
all these players,
Rest also.
and look at the turnaround time. The Chattogram, the Mirpur test ends on 26th of December.
Yeah.
It's beginning on 3rd January, the Sri Lanka series. The New Zealand series begins on 21st.
Look at when the Australia ODI is end, like 23rd or
24th.
There we go.
And basically, after 1 week, you're having the
Yeah,
IPL.
right.
If you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, please.
So, injury and rest is gonna happen even more in 2023. Looking at how the template has been set for 2021 and 2022.
The one thing that I hate about Indian cricket is how some players try to hide behind the walls of
Numbers.
failure. Nobody wants to fail. It is this fear of failure that is hurting your Indian cricket in bigger tournaments and everywhere. I mean, again, I could be wrong. It could be a strategy. And the strategy did not come off. Yesterday, Rohit Sharma got injured. Right?
Yes.
You knew he could not bat. He was brave of the captain to take in the injections and whatever that he did.
Stitches.
And for him to come out and bat at number 9
Dislocated thumb.
Exactly.
and a dislocated thumb, for him to come out and bat at number and the way he batted,
Huh? He actually took that match to a
great.
final-
So he showed courage.
Nothing to lose.
He showed
also.
courage. What was the courage? He risked his injury. Yeah, he went out. So while the Indians knew that Rohit Sharma got injured, he got injured in the first or the second over of the match. Second over of the match.
Yeah. He dropped Anamul Haq.
So Rahul
And then
and
he went out,
was the stand-in captain. So you had a good 30-minute lunch break. And while the Indians came out to bat, were you guys stunned
Absolutely.
to see Virat Kohli and Shikhar Dhawan come out as openers
Absolutely.
Yes.
and not KL Rahul,
Absolutely.
who is an opening batsman?
Yeah.
And he was opening in the T20 World Cup.
Correct.
He opens for his franchisee. He opens for India in the ODIs as well.
Yeah. and he plays T20s like ODIs. So that is why you
That
could
is
get
not
that.
the point.
No, he
The
should.
point is, who decided
Yeah.
that KL Rahul will not open, even though Rohit Sharma is not there,
Anurag, go down.
because his role is to bat at number 5.
Where he's literally never batted before.
Why? Who took that call? Was it Rahul Dravid? Was it Rohit Sharma? Or was it KL Rahul himself? And if any one of the three had said, no, I think, or was it Virat Kohli who said, let me open? But my point is, in spite of everything, did KL Rahul not want to open? Could KL Rahul himself not have said, let me open, yaar, I will open, go win the match for India? Or was he?
I'm sure KL Rahul must have had his say here. Whether it was 5%, 2%, 10%, 15, 50, 100%, he must have had his say.
Much the same as, people, not people, I mean, not you guys, but the team management. They had a scapegoat after the 2019
Sanjay
World
Bangar.
Cup. Sanjay Bangar, the batting coach, was removed because they said that it was his decision, his idea to send MS Dhoni at number 7 in the semi-final when the wickets were falling like 9 pins. My point is, could MS Dhoni then not have said, Sanjay Bangar, you are wrong. I will go. I will face the bullets, yeah. I will go at number 5. I will go and win the World Cup. So it ultimately boils down to the senior player. I mean, if it's a junior player, obviously he won't have any say.
Yeah.
It is
But
also a defeatist mindset, a prolonged defeatist mindset that you're seeing.
And that too against Bangladesh. I'm more surprised with the fact that you are playing against Bangladesh. Although, if I'm making that statement, I'm sorry, Bangladesh, of course, they've shown that they are no pushovers. And as far as the Indian team is concerned, see, for Rohit Sharma to make a statement like that about a player, I think he was referring to Deepak Chahar. But something like this also happened a few months ago, and in that case, it was Jasprit Bumrah. Whether did you say anything on Bumrah at that time? I don't remember. So this is a common practice now.
Senior players should never hide behind the walls of failures. The moment they start doing that, and there's insecurity in the dressing room, people like Shreyas Iyer or Rishabh Pant or Surya Kumar Yadav or Shardul Thakur or the others, they will also do the same. They will have nowhere to hide.
I am telling you, trust me, players are disgruntled in that team. Players they are disappointed, a lot of them, and they are disappointed. It's not that for the past 1 year, ever since this team management took over, there are players who feel that they've not been treated well in this Indian team. And at times even we have said, and the worst thing that I see, you would remember that 2018 South Africa tour when India went to South Africa. Of course, they didn't reach there on time.
They could have, but they decided not to.
They delayed their.
And then they cancelled the 2-day game, and after they lost the series,
they
started blaming the BCCI.
They said that we should have. At that time, it was the COA.
Yeah.
Not
And then one of the COA members leaked information
It was
how
strategy.
they had told the players, if you want, you can go to South Africa early.
Yes.
But the team management turned it down for whatever reason.
So every time you lose, majority of the times, I won't say every time, majority of the times, I am saying you have a recipe to win a match, but you usually bungle it up with the team combination, the playing 11. And it started with 2018. Remember?
Yeah.
At that time, by the way, Hardik Pandya, playing Hardik Pandya was the bigger issue, because I think he was the one who was disturbing the team combination at that time. India played him in the first test, India played him in the second test.
They dropped him
in
for
the third test, he was dropped. Ajinkya Rahane came in, right?
Yep.
And he scored some 50 odd.
50.
He scored a match-winning half century there. A low-scoring match, Joburg.
Yeah. On a dangerous pitch.
Majority, and these are those very important moments, be it that South Africa tour, Asia Cup, T20 World Cup. On majority of these occasions, you've bungled it up with that team combination.
Rahul, as team management, as captain, as whatever, there are two kinds of decisions that anybody would take, and that is true for sports today as it is true for the Indian football team, the Portugal football team, or the Indian cricket team. For every decision that you take, it can either be an aggressive or a positive mindset, where you're daring yourself, which may or may not come off, or it is a defeatist mindset, where
You lose the match in the dressing room.
where you are
safe.
trying to protect someone.
Yeah.
I think over the last 1.5 years, the Indian cricket team and most of the decisions that they take or they don't are this side of the
Can-
No, I think it's longer than
Can I
1.5
say something here?
You can say
are
5
saying-
things if you want.
You are saying that you want to, there are times you take decisions to protect someone.
Yeah.
I think it's the other way around. I think you take decisions to punish someone.
No. See, that's okay. That's again a defeatist mindset. You're wanting to punish the junior players,
Fringe players.
fringe
You want
players.
to, actually, they are not fringe
They are
players.
the only ones who can be punished. Or
Yeah.
if both of us if both of us are fringe players, and if he wants you to be rejected, you will be given an opportunity at a position where you're bound to fail.
Yeah.
And then I come in.
Yeah.
I am not talking about the fringe players.
No,
I am
these are
talking-
not fringe
no, I am
players.
talking
You
about-
have made them fringe
No,
players.
I am also talking about the so-called established players. Players with a certain amount of pedigree, with reputation, with records, with stats and everything.
Standing on.
And they've been there, they've done it before.
Yes.
But some of them may have outlived their utility in some format or the other. Yet, why is it that every time you want to protect them? So the World Cup was a prime example, and now people will say, why are you mixing formats? I'm not mixing formats, but the fact is that
If I don't protect you, you
that
won't protect me also. No?
yeah. So you scratch my back, I scratch
right,
yours.
yeah.
Even if I am, even if we don't get along well, for example, if we don't get along well, and I know there are other, so suddenly if a call is taken against me, so it could lead to your ouster also. So, if I protect
The
you,
enemy of the enemy is my friend.
See, ultimately, it's important to pinpoint what came first, the egg or the hen.
Yeah.
Nobody has been able to decode that.
This insecurity has totally come about because of the constant chopping and changing.
See, that was what I was about to say. Who does that?
Yeah, and who determines
Who
which
decides?
player?
it comes right from the top.
Exactly.
Hey, what is the top?
Team management.
Team management.
The captain.
So
the
that's what I'm
coach.
saying. So once you
senior
decide,
coach.
I want to know the pyramid. Is it the pyramid or is it the inverted pyramid? I just want to know that.
It must be the pyramid. Because the player himself will not want to say, oh, please rest me for this series. There is a roster. This Indian cricket team is the antithesis of an Indian corporate culture.
tell me
My
one
point
player.
is, who takes the decisions in Indian cricket? Is it the captain coach?
See, policy.
Is it the No, cricketing decisions. Is it the selection committee or is it the BCCI?
captain coach?
Captain coach.
So, and I'm sure their intent would be right.
Yes.
No captain, no coach would want criticism on his plate. They would not want failures on their plates. But the fact is, they would also have known when they went to Australia that they were lacking something. They might have already known that the something that they were lacking may have been in the dressing room itself. But maybe they had overpledged.
Maybe
to
they
someone.
were just
And they may have
praying.
ignored that something somewhere.
In the dressing room.
Yeah.
They were only praying. This Indian cricket team were praying that whatever mistakes we might have made, it gets masked by sheer luck or by some miracle.
I tell you what, Siddharth, there's a saying that it's a cycle. All this is a cycle, and this is not the first time this is going to
Yes.
happen in Indian cricket, or it's not happening in world cricket. I mean,
Yeah.
tougher teams, bigger teams,
They've taken calls.
they've made comebacks. And for as powerful a cricketing nation as India, if you're going down, you will come up. It is bound to happen.
Yes.
The only thing is how soon.
Yeah.
And how soon depends on your intent and, like you said, the ability to take good and tough calls. A tough call may not necessarily every time be a good call.
Exactly.
may not necessarily always be a good call.
But it'll be a right
But
call.
a message has to go out. I think this, I mean, again, it's just a series, and obviously we are humiliated because you're losing to Bangladesh in Bangladesh. No team has won there in since 2016.
16, yeah.
But when we say no team has won there since 2016, it's a small sample size. I mean, I think for a good year or so, there was no cricket happening around the world.
Yeah.
But can you lose like this?
No.
What is the difference between a good team and an average team, or a great team and an average team? A great team, once they are down, will have that sneaking window, and they'll maximize it and make a comeback.
But then, that's
Bangladesh have done that twice in 2 games.
Exactly.
Yes.
And both times
From
with the same
136
player.
for 9, they added 50 odd runs for the last wicket, won the game.
Yeah.
Yesterday, they were 66 for 6.
69
69 for 6.
6. Yeah.
And
270.
the way they finished.
271 for 7.
So, which is a better team? Which is a bigger team? Which is a more experienced team?
And by the way, this is the same
Which team did
Bangladesh.
not give up?
Bangladesh.
Which team did not give up? Bangladesh.
And this is the same Bangladesh who for years have been renowned for throwing away close matches, especially against India.
Oh, they did that last month.
And it seems as if the Indians are the minnows because as you said,
Certainly playing like one.
majority of the times, if you see in the past, because they are not too experienced. Now it seems as if this Indian team is not too experienced. The way they have been, I won't say they've been throwing the opportunities away, but still.
But when they had your foot on the throat, you took it off.
No, you just need to find out how many players have been rested. And when we say, oh, you've rested the players, look at the 11 that has been playing there, okay?
Yeah.
So the 5 batsmen who are playing ideally are maybe among your top 5 players in ODI cricket.
Yes.
Shikhar Dhawan is your choice.
Yeah.
Rohit Sharma is your choice. Virat Kohli is your choice.
KL
Rahul is your choice. Shreyas Iyer is also your choice.
Yeah.
And he scored runs.
Yeah.
He may be ahead of a Rishabh Pant or a Surya Kumar Yadav or an Ishan Kishan or a Sanju
KL
Samson.
Rahul,
In KL.
or even a KL Rahul.
No. So you've got your best 5 batsmen there.
Yes.
Yet look at what you're doing and look at your batting.
Look who's the one who performed, the least
Yeah.
illustrious of
So,
the top 5.
in bowling, Jadeja is the only one who's injured.
Bumrah.
And Bumrah, again, I don't know. Shane, I'm not very sure as to how good or bad his fitness will be once he's back. And would he also now pick and choose formats?
Yeah, obviously.
You will have to.
I think Bumrah with time, I think he will have to give up one format. See, as it is, he was very, I won't say reluctant, but he wouldn't play test matches at home in India. I think he's barely played a couple of
Couple,
yeah.
yeah.
England. That's it. So I think he made his India test debut only
Outside.
last year. So
Yeah.
and now with time, I think Bumrah will or might just give up
Test cricket,
Acha, what I'm going to do is, Anurag, do you have that this thing?
Super.
Acha, I just so many questions. Why is J Joy?
Boy.
Sorry, I said. With always great. Why do you think India has never dominated a cricket era like in 90s, 70s, West Indies did? Or
Simple.
Our time will come.
Yeah.
And we've been a good team. See, no team dominates world cricket now.
Yeah.
We look at the last, about 12, 13 years.
South Africa was the last.
When?
Test.
Tests. No, 2005 to 12 didn't they dominate? South Africa was the number 1 team in tests.
In Test cricket.
Everywhere. Across the world.
They didn't lose a test series at all. They drew in India, they won in Pakistan, they beat Australia, they beat England.
No, Australia and Australia.
Yes, 2008 and 12.
The Graham Smith one.
Graham Smith won, yeah.
So maybe. So it's been what, 10, 12 years.
10 years, yeah.
There is no team in the world which you can say are the real champions,
Yes.
or somebody like the 47, 48 Australians or the 80s West Indies or the 90s and the Millennium Australians.
Australia.
No, and the simple reason.
Good teams are playing very good cricket at
Yeah.
home. They are unbeatable. And most of them, when they travel to different conditions, they do not necessarily end up winning every series.
Yeah.
So England, for example, They've been outstanding at home since 2011.
Yeah.
And they beat India in India. But
Yes.
they never won in Australia.
Yeah.
They could not win in Australia.
Except in 10-11.
Yeah. So, but then, you will not
They used to
have.
get thrashed in Australia sometimes.
They have not won ever since that time. No, I am saying one more thing. YSJ boy is saying those great West Indies and Australian teams. How many players were chopped and changed?
I'll go to it.
Super.
Anurag, go back to that question.
The simple thing.
In fact, I don't even understand the latest slangs also. This is agendas destroyed, 82 not out. That is, I think, the score that Virat Kohli got against Pakistan. Media says BCCI wants Virat Kohli at the rate
Meet at the meeting. There will be a review meeting or something.
The review meeting.
Has any review meeting happened?
No.
I mean, we've all read and heard stories
no, I don't think
that before they were going to Bangladesh,
Yeah.
Plana is going to beat. So, I think what he's saying is
They
that
sacked him. Have they now realized
To respect him.
fans celebrate thinking
Virat would be
Kohli
test
the
captain. Why
best?
would he be test captain now?
no, now that he's given up, I don't think
the BCCI will go
Virat's been a great
No,
test
no,
captain.
no, no,
Somebody whose legacy in test cricket
Wait, I am
would be
Aditya.
unparalleled in Indian cricket, but I don't
Stop
think
somewhere.
Okay. Wait. Tanuj Gupta, Pant will be the Owen Morgan of India.
Yes, I hope so.
Adi B is saying I'm Aditya. Chakravarti, I am from Bangladesh.
Hello, Adi B.
Okay. विक्रांत सर, आपका मैंने इंटरव्यू ग्रेटेस्ट सिंगिंग लेजेंड उदित नारायण जी के साथ इंटरव्यू देखा, गजब.
उदित नारायण जी के साथ तो मैंने कभी इंटरव्यू नहीं किया मेरे भाई. नहीं, मैंने नहीं किया.
लता जी के साथ किया हुआ है.
लता जी के साथ वो.
लता जी के साथ आपने किया हुआ है.
उदित जी का मैं भी फैन हूँ भाई.
Of course.
अकेले हैं.
What a song.
So go down. अच्छा, Anshu, we've already taken. Satyam Sharma is saying, do you read the comments under your tweets or you ignore them by saying outside noise? Satyam is asking.
Satyam, I'm not privileged enough and I'm not big enough to say all this outside noise, but the fact is I do read all the abuse and the compliments that are sent to me. But I have my own mawkif. I have my own point of view.
Yes.
And it doesn't necessarily mean कि एक दिन मैंने ये सोच लिया तो that viewpoint is not going to change and people will say, oh, गिरगिट की तरह रंग बदलते हो. If I said that India may have to look into the T20s after 2021 defeat, and I named Virat as well.
Yeah.
And when he won the game against Pakistan, should I not have praised him? I
Of course.
obviously had to praise him, and not because I had to praise him, because he commanded that respect.
Yep.
But I stand by what I said in 2021, and now, in hindsight, I'm sure there'd be many of you who'd be thinking the same. And I dare say that they should have changed the team in 2021, the
Yes.
T20 team.
Yeah.
They went by reputations, they went by the fact that the players themselves wanted to play in another World Cup.
But I think next year also the same thing is going to happen. Anyway, Pradeep Srivalsan, one of our regular viewers.
That's what I'm saying. Even the 50-50 World Cup
He's
is
saying-
going to be very difficult for India.
He's saying, come on guys, these are $1 million players. How can you even think this way? What will happen? We will lose
World Test Championship.
Oh yeah, at least be a little optimistic, be prepared for it, or our so-called legends will continue to play. And what is this? Now this is Om Yadav. It's not player. Joe Root today, the other day he batted
left-handed.
enjoying same route 2018, rarely got 130 strike rate. England
Fred his mind.
Virat Kohli, Rohit Sharma, KL, Shikhar Dhawan were free flowing. We made Pant
Conservative.
a little conservative.
But to be fair, Root point I kind of get. He was always as conventional as they come. Now he's playing basketball.
And exactly, see, Pant was actually a free flowing batsman. Why was Rishabh Pant fast tracked?
Because you
Why
wanted
why
that sort
was
of a
he?
player.
Because
An X factor.
Exactly, you had seen something in him. You had seen that he could hit those big sixes. Was not afraid. Never played.
And you made him afraid.
Yeah, was never afraid
No, and
of the bowlers or the bowlers.
novelty of
And-
Pant, the novelty of Pant was that he was one of those few who did well in the domestic circuit and got a game for India. And now, but
Ishan Kishan and Rishabh Pant both.
Same class.
I think they had
they earned their
Yeah.
respective places in the Indian team by sheer performance in the domestic
Domestic
cricket, and
cricket.
also because of that T20 World Cup, they had made a name for themselves.
Yeah.
Now, suddenly when you see your senior pros batting the way they are actually, suddenly you think, hey, why should I take risks?
Also, not just that. I think
I'll also get my number.
No, the problem in India is punts. If he tries that same way like baseball is in England, it'll be termed irresponsible.
he was termed that. How many times have people said Pant should bat responsibly? He's batting responsibly. You've taken out the free flowingness on him.
Chalo, Anurag, just last couple of questions. Go down right at the bottom, please. Hearts. Okay. What about Test series? Rajesh Singh is saying. Okay. Akash, upcoming Test match against Bangladesh. Caption.
Have India announced the changes in the test match?
Not officially.
No, not officially.
So I think they must be waiting on Rohit Sharma.
Yes, because he's back in Mumbai to consult a specialist. Now,
So he will know by tonight
yeah,
whether or not he'll be available for any part of the test series.
because there's only a 5-day turnaround. After 10,
And there's no Mohammad Shami.
yeah, there is no more.
And what happened to Ravindra Jadeja?
He's not part of that series.
I don't know whether he's resting. Whether he's not available, or he is still
Recuperating from that knee injury.
So that is also pretty serious for Indian cricket. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah, he got
Ravindra
injured
Jadeja
before the
also this year.
during the
I
Asia
mean,
Cup.
this year only. In fact, for the last 2 years.
IPL.
No, in Australia also when he got hit.
That thumb injury, the
It
thumb
took a lot
fracture
of
that he
time,
had, yeah.
You know,
And plus that rib injury.
unfortunate. Somebody like Ravindra Jadeja and
by the
Hardik
way,
Pandya who
by
give you
the
the
way, you
balance.
should congratulate Ravindra Jadeja.
Congrats, Jaduman.
Ravindra
Good
Jadeja.
boy.
Yes.
His wife, in fact,
Bittersweet. Wife won.
Sister.
And
he was always supporting his wife.
well, of course,
Sister, I
but
think,
the
didn't
family.
campaign. She didn't fight the election, sister.
No. She was campaigning for the Congress candidate.
Yeah, but I think
Openly.
Yeah.
Openly.
Even his father was.
Yeah, father
Even
was,
his
yes.
father also.
Yep.
It's okay.
Jamnagar. One big
Anyways, I
Jamnagar.
think it's time to call it a day.
Yes.
time.
And we hope none of us get injured because we still have some matches to go. FIFA World Cup begins.
Nikhil is see.
Yeah.
He's been waiting for so long
Static.
to.
Oh, Nikhil, hello.
Yeah, now we can. Arey,
I know, I think that won't
That's the
happen.
end of the video. This is not.
Arey yaar, Nikhil, we are so sorry. Nikhil 50 minutes से has been like this यार.
Yeah.
Nikhil has been saying कि यार मतलब यार निखिल को लाइव भी ले
but
सकते हैं.
everybody is stationary,
Yeah.
alongside Nikhil.
The world
Amazing.
the world has stopped.
And it is amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. And it is an amazing feeling. Look at it. Amazing.
Oh, there he is.
So this is part of the FIFA coverage on Sports Talk
Yeah.
and Sports
Yep.
Today.
Indeed, indeed.
So, anyways, I think we'll take your leave. By the way, Nikhil, as we've just informed, I hope you're enjoying the coverage from Qatar, Doha, where Nikhil Naz and Anuj Shukla both are reporting only and only for you people. So do subscribe to Sports Today, and also what?
Also, don't forget to press the like, share, and subscribe button. We are also on Facebook, Twitter, and
Leave a
Instagram.
comment.
Yep. And
Not
tomorrow,
the button, yeah, it's an icon.
icon. Okay,
It's
fine.
an icon, not a button.
Okay. So, but tomorrow, yep.
For a change.
FIFA action begins.
Is wrong,
Yeah, FIFA action begins tomorrow, and
Waters.
quarterfinals: Brazil, Croatia, and Holland versus Argentina.
Argentina.
Oranje versus La Albiceleste. Thank you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Vanakkam.